Hello everyone and welcome back to 2K14 Universe. I am Jitch and you are watching Raw.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Pineville, West Virginia, weighing 216 pounds, Slater.
Currently joined here by Blackjack, sticking his head in front of the whole show. God, I love this cat. If you hear any bumps, he's currently trying to find a way around the microphone. I don't think he's going to do that, but he's trying. Anyway, we're kicking things off with Heath Slater going one-on-one with Seth Rollins. We've got a show for you tonight, as we do every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. It's a show, and there will be wrestling on it. So I hope you'll enjoy that. Heath Slater, leader of the three-man band. What's your favorite 3MB moment so far? Here. I'm a little rusty at the moment in the brain, not as in like out of practice. It's just I got brain rot right now, so this is gonna be a messy episode. Well, we got a heated confrontation for you next week here on Raw, because we have been told that after the betrayal, the absolute carnage that took place to close out last Monday on Raw, Yokozuna wants nothing to do with Tensai. He wants to be rid of him entirely. And so it has come to this. Next week on Raw, I don't know if Tensai is going to be in any condition to accept this, but he wants a loser leaves Raw match with Tensai. Oh my. So here we go, Seth Rollins and Heath Slater kicking off Monday Night Raw. Our main event tonight is one we saw a while back, and it's interesting how things have played out, because it is Batista versus The Miz once again, and of course, The Miz is the last contender for the WWE Championship. Batista wants to be the next contender for the WWE Championship, and I'm wondering if he's managed to catch the WWE Champion, The Rock's attention just yet. I tell you, the trio of 3MB, they have definitely seen better days, if you ask me. This is a group that is really fizzling out right now in the worst kind of way. Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre are the bottom two superstars on Raw. Oh, nice move by Heath there. And I think Heath is pretty close by, to be honest. Whereas Seth Rollins, I think he's just about riding the brink of becoming in the top 10 for the WWE Championship, believe it or not. The Shield are picking up hot momentum. I think they seem to be benefiting off of the fact that some superstars are just out of action, and obviously that they're rising above the ranks as people are dropping below the ranks. And who's to blame them, you know? These guys, since arriving, they've only ever suffered, I think, one loss as a group. In the NXT Tag Team Championship Tournament, I believe? No, they advanced in that tournament. Sorry, my mistake. They did advance in that tournament. Seth Rollins is all over Heath Slater. This is merciless. Start to wonder if the Shield will be holding championship gold any time in the future. Right now, it feels to me like whatever their goal is, it goes beyond championships. That doesn't seem like their focus right now. I've got to say, undeniably, these guys feel like they are rightful tag team championship contenders, and I do wonder if the Shield and the NWO will perhaps cross paths one day. Two three-man units. Kind of love to see it. Seth Rollins heading up top. I haven't really seen him do this too often as he gets the knees into the gut there. Heath. Okay. Seth Rollins backing up here. And he's measuring for this big kick to the face. Got all of that. Down goes Heath Slater. But Seth Rollins isn't done yet, because here comes the curb stomp. Heath Slater has got to be long finished at this point. Yep. Well, another dominant victory for the Shield. Both in singles and tag competition, these guys have been dominant, and I think they're very slowly but surely wiping the 3MB entire... What? How do I phrase this? Wiping 3MB entirely off of Raw. I think this is like the fifth time now that a member of the Shield has defeated a member of 3MB, including, you know, 3-on-3 tag action. Like, at some point, 3MB may need to stop agreeing to these matches, because I think the Shield have proven they are absolutely the superior trio, and that the future is very bright for all three members. Well, anyway, Seth Rollins, he is victorious, and we move on now. We do move on indeed to our next match.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Natalya.
Well, Natalya out first here tonight in this tag team match. This should be an interesting one. All four primarily focused divas here on Raw in one tag team matchup. Natalya forced to pair up with Kaitlyn, Lita forced to pair up with Summer Rae. You know, I feel like there's no real fondness of anyone in this match, but obviously Summer Rae did take Natalya's Divas Championship. I'm sure she's very upset about that still to this day. Are they just booing everyone right now? What is this? She normally gets cheered, doesn't she?
From Houston, Texas, Kaitlyn.
Oh, whatever. Kaitlyn out next in this tag team match, and obviously her and Natalya, they've got a lot of history with each other, including a lot of one-on-one matches. So the concept of those two being made to team up, I believe this is the first time, and I gotta be honest, I feel like it's gonna be a little difficult for them. But obviously, before that, Kaitlyn's only tag team experience is with Summer Rae, who walked out on her quite quickly in the matchup. I don't believe these two have paired up, so they might have done. There's, what, 9 women in this division? It can be very hard to remember all of the possible matchups there, but, you know, I feel like we've kind of seen it all, really, when we're being honest. They're just booing everyone. These fans don't like any of the divas.
Sanford, North Carolina, Lita.
Wow. Not a lot to say about that, really. I was going to make a joke about what state we were in, but I don't really know what's like the neckbeard state. The Chicago crowd's normally pretty smarky. Chicago or Philadelphia. They seem like the smart crowds from what I hear. Not that they're necessarily bad, it's just, you know, they seem to be the ones that kind of go against the grain a little bit and would boo an entire match. Like this. Literally all four.
And her tag team partner, from Raleigh, North Carolina, the Divas Champion, Summer Rae.
Do you ever just forget you make an attire and then they come out in it and you're like, good God, what on earth? Because that was me right now with this one. It's not bad, it's just that, I think it would have worked better the other way around. I think white with green details on it probably would have looked a lot better. You know, like the boots. The boots look a lot better than the rest of the outfit. Just my hot take real quick. Well, she is the Divas Champion, and therefore she is the last one out. Will she be holding on to that Divas Championship for much longer? She's actually not defended that title just yet since winning it, and I think she is definitely coming up to, if not past, the 30-day requirement. God damn, I despise when I'm in the middle of saying something, and Zack Ryder slowly comes in with his snarly ass face, looking at me like, no, you're not finishing that sentence. What a jerk. All my homies hate Zack Ryder. Actually, I quite like Zack Ryder. I'm not like a huge fan. I definitely liked him, you know, during the height of his popularity back in like 2012, 2011, somewhere around there. I definitely liked him around then. I was one of those people that was enjoying that. But sometimes when I hear about how much people think he deserved, I have to disagree. I think maybe if he was to come back now, I think he's got the Drew McIntyre effect. I think he's gone away, and he's made a much, much, much bigger name for himself. Not necessarily, like, globally. Like, I think less people know who Matt Cardona is than Zack Ryder, and that's kind of just a fact. But, like, I think he's really, like, made it, you know? He's, like, shown how much value he has on the indies, and I think if he was to come back now, he'd maybe not be world champion, but I think he could be a pretty good mid-card champion. Maybe work his way up organically. Kind of like what they're doing with LA Knight right now. If he doesn't beat Austin Theory for the US title, they're dumb. Because Austin Theory is a failed project. That is just bad. It's always been bad. I constantly see people just being like, I don't even get what he's supposed to be. I just don't get it. It's got no appeal. LA Knight would soar with the US Championship. It's the natural way to go. When people were mad that he didn't win Money in the Bank, nah, that would have been too much instant gratification, which is something people have always expected. I think the slow build is much better for him. Give it time, see if it's a fad, or if he continues to be popular. He should do. He's got everything it takes. I like him a lot. I've loved him since Eli Drake. But, you know, just see how it plays out, rather than, like, here's the briefcase, here's the world title, done, story over. It doesn't need to be that quick. I think, not to praise my own booking too much, but just for a second, just it's quite reminiscent of Damien Sandow's build over the year here. Obviously, that was a little rushed still. I'd give it longer than a year, but started off at the bottom title, got the higher up, had a very great reign with the higher up, lost the higher up, became world champion. Unfortunately, I do admit, I feel like I've kind of dropped the ball on Sandau a little bit recently, but honestly, I think my booking's been hurt by how much I keep taking time away from this. I don't mean to, for the record. It's just, you know, I care a lot about my main channel, and I like to try and put as much effort into that as I can. So sometimes this takes a bit of a back seat. Ultimately, I know this is the one I should focus on more because it's got a much bigger audience. It's got people actually waiting on the next part of this as opposed to my other channel, but I have to be in the mood for this a lot more than the other. I really like playing games in general. I have to be in the mood for WWE. At the moment, I felt like I got a good system, though. I must admit, I do apologize. I was literally, like, just freshly aiming to upload, like, an episode every day. And it was not long after I said that we got, like, a week and then it stopped. This shouldn't be too long of a break from when I'm recording this and uploading this to when, like, some Superstars went up. Hopefully the gap's only, like, 3 days max. My phone's currently had an update, so it's currently just got the word Samsung written on the screen, but I'm sure when I have a moment to check. Oh, okay, it's optimizing my apps, it's going to take forever. But yeah, I'm sure when I have a little look, it's probably only been like 2 days since Superstars went up. I'll just check on my computer. I can do that. Just so I really want to try and be consistent with this. Because I think one of the important things about, like, doing this is I feel like, I don't know if this is interesting to anyone, but I feel like, yeah, it's been 2 days since Superstars went up, so it'll be max of 3. I'll either get this up same day, or I'll get this up tomorrow, depending on what time I'm finished recording, and if I want to stream afterwards. I don't know. We'll see. But, I think what I was trying to say before, if anyone's interested in this kind of thing, I think it's actually quite key to stay consistent with this, because I think the longer you spend away from it, the more you can put yourself off of it. I mean, I think that's true about any game, honestly. I don't even think that's like a 2K thing. I mean, my biggest argument here is Final Fantasy VII, if anyone gives a shit about what I'm talking about right now. Look at this Divas tag match. It took me a whole year to beat that game the first time I played it, and I played it like 6 years ago. because I kept putting it down and stopping for just really long times. And I liked the game. Start to finish, I enjoyed the game. I thought it was a little long, but some of that was probably because it took me a year to finish it. Sometimes you're your own worst enemy when it comes to finishing stuff. You should just keep doing it. Anyway, that's enough of all that, I think. I think we need to focus more on this matchup right now. And speaking of that matchup, Kaitlyn taking Lita to the corner, tags Natalya. I think Lita and, I think Kaitlyn and Natalya have worked very good as a tag team, whereas it's no surprise that Summer Rae has no interest in really helping Lita. And of course, there you go. The double team gets the job done, and Lita takes another surprising loss. I tell you, we're definitely in the downfall era of Lita, it seems. She's not far behind AJ Lee at this rate.
Natalya and Kaitlyn.
I love a good tag team match, and this one was unforgettable. These teams
Well,
gave us everything they
victory.
had, and the WWE Universe
Victory for these
is the winner
two,
of this one.
and I think that this would probably bring one of these two closer to contention. Obviously, Lita just last week defeated Summer Rae. No, she didn't. She defeated Kaitlyn. This week, Natalya and Kaitlyn win as a tag team. Who knows what we'll expect next week, but I'll tell you what, with SummerSlam with just 3 weeks away, I think we're going to need to find a contender for the Divas Championship pretty soon. Which one of these two will it be? They think each other. I doubt that's what they're thinking at all.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Marietta, Georgia, weighing 223 pounds, Cody Rhodes.
Well, now first we've got Cody Rhodes here tonight for this United States Championship #1 Contenders match. We will find out who will be challenging Dolph Ziggler for the United States Championship at SummerSlam. This man is highly determined to become United States Champion for the second time in his career. He has put countless hours and focus into trying to become a contender. And, you know, obviously, I think Cody has watched back his loss to Dolph Ziggler at No Way Out over and over and over again. This man perhaps has perfected exactly where it is that he came up short and what it is that he needs to do differently. At least that's his belief anyway. But his opponent here tonight is no easy opponent. Someone who has also been very heavily involved with the United States Championship for a long time, and admittedly not actually one of the top contenders for the US Championship, but right now he's one of the only superstars available in contention for the US title.
And approaching the ring from Switzerland, weighing 232 pounds, Antonio Cesaro.
Well, the last time these two set foot in the ring together, it was Antonio Cesaro retrieving the Money in the Bank briefcase, a guaranteed shot at the WWE Championship, or US Championship, or WWE Tag Team Championship, any Raw Championship for a whole year. Antonio Cesaro has got that guaranteed shot at any Raw title for 1 full year, and obviously I think naturally, like anyone else, he'll be imagining a WWE Championship opportunity more than anything else, but you never know. Cesaro has been quite aggressively pursuing the United States Championship for a long time. This could be his time. Nice start there by Cody Rhodes, very quick. These two very similar attires here tonight. Always funny when they look like a tag team unintentionally. Well, following this, we are finally going to see a one-on-one matchup again between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mick Foley. These are always a treat. Austin has made it abundantly clear he doesn't want Mick Foley's help. He doesn't want to be in a tag team with Mick Foley. He's going to get that message across loud and clear in our next match, I would imagine. Cody very quick in control of Antonio Cesaro. You got to think Dolph's got to be watching this match very carefully. We haven't seen Dolph in competition in recent weeks. Big German suplex. Sends Cody Rhodes flat down into the ropes by the looks of it, but Cody continues to fight back. That main event tonight between Batista and The Miz is an important one for both men. For Miz, this is all about not giving up that goal of becoming WWE Champion for a second time. He had a great match against The Rock at Money in the Bank. Could be looking to become contender once again. And for Batista, this is all about getting through The Rock's past foes and proving that he is worthy, including beating one of the men that set Batista back on his road to becoming WWE Champion. We've waited a long time for Batista versus The Miz, and interestingly enough, tonight's match was supposed to be Batista versus Goldberg, but Goldberg is not medically cleared here tonight after Money in the Bank. Apparently he took some pretty bad injuries in what was one of the longest matches from that night. And so, with that being said, it was instead made to be Batista versus The Miz. And what that means is that Goldberg is not going to be present in The Miz's corner in our main event tonight. Thank God for that. We'll actually see what happens when The Miz goes one-on-one with Batista with no funny business. So very impressive, especially when he hops back and forth on people's chests. Definitely one of my favorite things he does, for real, for real. Is this going to be enough for Antonio Cesaro? That would be a very shock loss there for Cody Rhodes, but it could happen. Mr. Money in the Bank looking very promising right now. That's the thing you gotta remember. If Cody can beat Antonio Cesaro right now, that's a potential future WWE champion that he is currently in the ring with. Do you think, let's hear it, do you think Antonio Cesaro will become champion when he cashes in? Cover attempt here by Cody. With his track record, I'm not sure. I think Antonio could be the first guy to fail a cash-in. Cody doesn't do springboards, okay. I don't know why I thought he did. I mean, technically he does, because he does a disaster kick, and then later on he does the Cody cutter, but I guess he doesn't, like, fly over the ropes. Or whatever.
And there it is. The big boot connects.
It's not a big boot. It's not a big boot at all. In the sense that he's wearing a big boot, I guess.
Somehow he's still going.
Cody. And a vicious kick across the head of Antonio.
I can't believe everything that's transpired thus far.
And Cody, perfectly set up on top, crossbody attempt. Nope, caught by Antonio Cesaro. Ooh, driven into the knee. The knee. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This could be the beginning of the end for Cody Rhodes if this connects. And there it is. Is that the end of this matchup? No! Cody Rhodes with a heart of gold. Cody Rhodes struggling to stay alive right now in this one. Antonio Cesaro's got this man bested. Cody Rhodes, speaking of the disaster kick, there it is. Cover attempt, center of the ring on Cesaro. No, not enough. Will this be enough? Crossroads. Cody into the cover. Oh, wow. Okay, I was about to say Cody's going to SummerSlam, but I guess not. I guess not at all. This match continues, and it is once again Cesaro in control. Got some great momentum behind him since winning Money in the Bank. I've said this before, Cesaro seems to be having a hard time finding himself. He's tried a lot of things in his career. It seems like since being ECW television champion, we just haven't quite seen the fullest potential out of Cesaro. Are we seeing it right now? Is being the contender to the US Championship in his fortune? Not just yet.
Oh, did you see the force behind that?
Cesaro once again measuring. Is he going to get Cody a second time? No. Cody with a reversal. Cody with a reversal turns him over. Second time. Crossroads. Center of the ring. Perfectly executed and placed. And Cody is going to SummerSlam. There you have it. Cody and Dolph Part 2 has been confirmed.
Here is your winner, Cody Rhodes.
They're going to have to do something big to make this match bigger and different. But for the second time in Cody Rhodes' 2012, this season, he will challenge for the United States Championship. Can SummerSlam be the night where Cody finally ends the reign of Dolph Ziggler? Why am I turning into JR commentary like in games? And can Cody become champion at SummerSlam? This is how I always talk when I'm excited.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Setauket, Long Island, New York, weighing 287 pounds, Mick Foley.
Well, it goes without saying that Mick Foley is obviously a little devastated with tonight's challenge. He really wants to be friends with Stone Cold, but in his eyes, if he can beat Stone Cold Steve Austin, maybe he'll get that respect out of Austin finally, and the two can become a tag team. It's crazy to think that the history between Mick Foley and Stone Cold Steve Austin has been going on since, what, the ECW closure? Back when they were both kind of feuding over the ECW championship. It's been quite some time, and they're still going at it to this day.
And approaching the ring from Victoria, Texas, weighing 252 pounds, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
As I said before, Austin has made it quite abundantly clear he wants no help from Mick Foley or anyone. He doesn't want to be in a tag team. He wants to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. He wants to do things Stone Cold's way. Right now that involves the new millennia, and he wants to deal with them both by himself. Bryce Walker has yet to actually set foot in the ring with Stone Cold Steve Austin one-on-one, but Daniel Bryan has, and he's also set foot in the ring with Mick Foley one-on-one. He's lost to both of them. Walker is actually undefeated since coming up from NXT. He's 3-0 at the moment, or 2-0 or something like that. So, yeah, 2-0. So, could that end very quickly if he were to set foot in the ring with one of these two guys? Right now, Austin's looking to take out the guy that wants to be his tag team partner. So who knows what's going on in the head of Austin. Well, here we go, straight away. These two coming to blows. It's no surprise that this one started off very quickly. I tell you, this time next week, that match between Yokozuna and Tensai is going to be massive. Loser leaves Raw. What a huge stake for either one of those two to have to go through. Absolutely no hesitance in Yokozuna stabbing Tensai in the back. Interesting comments from Mr. Fuji in regards to what side of this he takes. He says that Tensai is a disgrace. Tensai was always the weak link of the team. And honestly, Tensai might as well rename himself Sweet Tea and go down to NXT and team up with Brodus Clay, because that would be a far more successful endeavor than ever being associated with Yokozuna. He might just get his wish, at least with him going to NXT. If Yokozuna is victorious next week, Tensai will have options. I'm sure that's someone that would be very interesting. I think both of those men would catch a lot of interest from any brand. Obviously, I think SmackDown's more where they'd prefer to be. You're talking about two guys that are quite big deals. Yokozuna is actually in the top 10 for the WWE Championship as we speak. I believe he is ranked 9, if I'm not mistaken. I can quickly pull that up for you because I've actually been keeping the rankings up to date. I don't remember if I've done SmackDowns yet. Have I updated SmackDown's rankings? No. But I can do those. I'll do those in a minute, actually, whilst I'm still recording this. Yes, Yokozuna is ranked 9 right now in the WWE Championship. He was ranked 8 last week, but he dropped the rank after he and Tensai failed to capture the Tag Team Championships, which obviously also then removed them from the Tag Team title rankings entirely when he turned his back on Tensai, and in such vicious fashion too. Tensai, by the way, for those that are curious, he's ranked 3 for the United States Championship. So he in his own right, he is fairly up there. It's just The reason he wasn't in the #1 contenders match instead of Antonio Cesaro, who I believe is ranked 5 or 6, is because he's currently dealing with something else. And obviously these two, they are ranked 3 and 4 for the US Championship. They're facing off against each other. Is that right? Did I get that right? Oh, sorry. Austin is ranked 2. Foley is ranked 4. Goldberg is currently unavailable. And The Miz is in our main event tonight. So Antonio Cesaro, who's ranked 7, was the only guy actually available to face Cody in a contenders match. That could have been a huge shortcut to #1 for Antonio Cesaro. I was wondering why Cesaro was so low, and then I remembered that I believe he's one of Dolph Ziggler's most recent challengers for the US title, and I believe that if you fail to capture the championship in a title match, you drop quite a few ranks, as Cody Rhodes did. You know, he's had a couple months to build himself back up, and he's done a good job of it. I try to do the rankings as best as I can. Austin taking Mick Foley into the corner, and there's a reversal. It's nice to see the New Millennia not show their faces in this matchup, honestly. This really feels like the kind of match that they'd gate crash just to ruin it for everyone. But I guess in a way they're probably getting a little bit of amusement seeing these two tear each other apart. A slow pile driver. Popping the marks with that one. Austin. Oh, reversal by Foley. Never mind. Austin, nothing. I was going to say he was really taking his time there, but Foley was able to get a reversal in. I'll never forget Austin's great match with The Rock back at Extreme Rules, the very start of this season. 2 out of 3 falls Extreme Rules match for the WWE Championship. One of The Rock's toughest challenges to date. Well, I tell you, The Rock has never had it easy as WWE Champion. You think about No Way Out, you think about the 3-on-1 situation he overcame. Stone Cold Stunner. Never mind, Austin, not The Rock. Austin victorious over Mick Foley with a single stunner, and this one is done. With Austin victorious, I think the message has been received loud and clear. He does not want anything to do with Mick Foley. There's Daniel Bryan. Oh, come on. Man's already lost what he wanted. Oh, Austin! Austin turning around. Oh my God. Austin actually saving Mick Foley. Oh, here we go. Here comes the stunner. Hold on a minute, Austin. Having second, Austin did not attack Mick Foley. What? Well, that certainly did come as a pleasant surprise to see Austin do that for Mick Foley and not to lay him out with a stunner. I think we were all expecting the stunner. But hey, perhaps he's finally seeing that those two benefit each other. Anyway, focusing now on our main event. This is going to be a good one. Finally, we're going to see this match actually take place.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Washington, D.C., weighing 290 pounds, the Animal, Batista.
Miz has been told if you want to prove yourself worthy for the WWE Championship, there are just 3 weeks until SummerSlam. We don't have a contender for the WWE title, and there is one man right now that is very vocal about wanting a shot at that championship. However, The Rock has said no. The Rock has told Batista he is not worthy. He has a lot more to prove before he gets in the ring with The Rock for the WWE Championship, especially at a show like SummerSlam. I think Batista is slowly but surely, he is proving himself. That victory over Hulk Hogan, one of the top challengers for The Rock's WWE Championship, I think that was just the beginning, and I think The Miz is about to get a taste of how good Batista is right now.
And approaching the ring from blue and white, weighing 231 pounds, The Miz.
Oh, here he comes. Haters heart him. It is The Miz. This man, honestly, if things don't work out for him here tonight, I think he's got a great chance at going for the tag titles down the line with Goldberg. I know that's quite a hot take. I know that they're maybe not the most popular tag team out there, but they've got some real solidarity. Those guys seem to really see eye to eye with each other, and they've worked great as a team, including a tag team victory over Batista and The Rock, in which Miz pinned the WWE Champion, The Rock. They have really shown just how good they work as a team when given the opportunity. Well, here comes The Rock for the second time I've seen this now. Unfortunately, a lot of what I was just saying has been lost because things just went wrong, as they sometimes do. Ever so disappointing when that happens. So Batista going in for a clothesline, and The Miz able to reverse that right away. This is a high-stakes matchup. Batista spending a lot of his time pursuing world championships, and it looks like he's finally caught the notice of The Rock. This all dates back to when Batista laid down the challenge to The Rock back just after Extreme Rules. Talking about 4 months ago now. Batista said he wanted to get his hands on the WWE Championship. You know, he's been World Heavyweight Champion 2 times. He's been screwed out of the World Heavyweight Championship 2 times. Batista has never truly gotten out of the starting gate when it comes to his World Championship desires and pursuit. There's nothing they hate more than when I get like 8 minutes into a match and then like something just goes wrong and I have to cut that from the video, and just the frustration of just like, oh boy, I gotta say everything I was just saying again. I love when that happens. I do find it quite interesting the WWE Champion The Rock for the first time when it comes to the WWE title, since denying Batista his right at the WWE Championship, he has actually arrived here at ringside to look at this match a little more closer, a little more personally. And Batista, I don't know if he's telling The Miz to get in the ring or if he's telling Rock to get in the ring, honestly. Whoa, 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 that's not what I meant to do at all. Well, anyway, Batista's striking away at the face of The Miz. He is in control right now. Sorry if this main event's a little rushed, but now. I don't like when, fucking buddies. I don't like when, don't expect a lot of mercy to be shown here. I got distracted because I keep banging around in the background. I don't like when I have to redo stuff because I lose track of everything, honestly. Anyway, for those that are curious, Batista is actually ranked #1 in the WWE Championship ranks. One thing I was talking about a minute ago when I was recording this initially that I'd like to bring up is it seems like Hulk Hogan has his real world perk built into the game, because last week he wasn't on the show at all, and somehow Batista, who was ranked #1, got dropped to 2. And it was at that moment that I noticed that Hogan got bumped all the way from like rank 5 to #1. Isn't that amazing? I said this before. Again, this was also something that was lost. Right now there are 3 people in the top 10 that I would love to see face The Rock down the line for the WWE Championship. One of those is obviously Yokozuna, after his betrayal of Tensai. I mean, assuming he stays on Raw next week. The guy is in the top 10, and I think he's going to continue to climb those ranks. And obviously, if he loses his place here on Raw, I think SmackDown is going to pick him up in a heartbeat, and he's going to be right at the top there. And I honestly think that's Damien Sandow's undoing if that ever happens. The other of the 3 is Brock Lesnar. I'd love to see The Rock and Brock Lesnar actually go one-on-one with each other, but obviously that's not going to happen anytime soon thanks to the NWO taking out Brock upon his return. He did make it abundantly clear he wanted his hands on the WWE Championship, but was struck down and taken out. So that's not happening. And of course, the man inside the ring with Miz right now, Batista, I would love to see him get that WWE Championship opportunity. I'd love to see a one-on-one match between The Rock and Batista and see what they can do against each other, honestly. It's two guys that I don't believe have ever actually faced off one-on-one in this universe. Just a minute. Alright, I'm back. This should automatically be cut from the video because I paused. If the pause menu was on screen for a little bit long there, though, I do apologize. Just having one of those everything is messing up my recordings right now moments again. I feel like you can actually feel Batista getting more and more fed up with the way that things have been going for him throughout his career, and I honestly can't even say I blame him. You know, you've seen people like Miz, they've turned their back on the audience and everything else for much less than what Batista has been through. I said this before, I looked at his wiki not that long ago, and did you know that Batista has spent a majority of his career chasing world championships? Well, now it looks like the Miz is taking back control here against Batista. I tell you, you don't... Stone Cold. Hey, you don't want to underestimate the Miz. I was saying this before, again, another thing that was lost I would like to hear the opinions of, and that is, do you think Batista has what it takes to beat The Rock at SummerSlam? Do you think that The Rock's reign will go from WrestleMania to SummerSlam and come to an end if Batista was to face him? Do you think this is the guy to get the job done? I'm not so sure. I feel like that's one I'd like to let play out. I'd be very interested in seeing who the bigger and better man is there. Two of Raw's absolute peak superstars. If not Batista, then who? I honestly think if not Batista, then honestly, as I said before, the other two I mentioned, Brock Lesnar or Yokozuna, those are two people I would love to see face The Rock for the WWE title. If not Batista. Can't remember if I finished my point, but yeah, Hulk Hogan jumped from rank 5 to 1 without even having been booked last week. Same for Batista. It's not like he took a loss. Neither of them did anything last week, and yet it was Hogan who got a 5 rank push right to number 1. Spear by Batista as he goes into the cover, and there's a kick out by The Miz. Is this going to be enough to put The Miz away? No. That's a DDT by The Miz instead. The Batista bomb looking to wrap this one up, and no, not yet. And now Miz, skull-crushing finale on Batista. Batista's in the ropes. He is in the ropes, ref. Well, thankfully he was able to kick out of that skull-crushing finale at 2. That would have been a horrible way to have lost a lot of momentum right now. Batista getting a little extra aggressive with those right hands to The Miz. Where is he going? Where is Batista going? Batista getting face to face with The Rock, and look at this! For the first time, these two are facing off against each other. And it looks like The Rock is taking a step back. He's walking away. Interesting. Rock actually, oh wait, no, he's having second thoughts. I don't know what he's doing over there. Batista actually went out, and he had a few choice words for The Rock, evidently. The Rock did not appreciate Batista getting in his face. Ooh. What was Watertooth? Miz with a great takedown. How handsome is The Miz? How big are The Miz's balls? Wow. Batista, very timely reversal there. And everything The Miz throws at him, Batista just keeps fighting back. This guy has become unhinged. Shades of Ken Shamrock the amount of times he keeps wailing on him with those strikes. Miz, oh my god, what speed! Kick out by Batista. Animal. He is furious. Oh! Challenging Miz saying, get up. I'm not finished with you. Oh my god, what a clothesline. Batista just awaiting the emergence of the Miz. Kick to the midsection. Second time he attempts this here, and this time Batista bomb. Miz getting laid to waste by Batista. And the current ranked #1 contender for the WWE Championship picks up another big victory. How much longer can The Rock keep ducking this guy?
Here is your winner, the Animal, Batista.
Well, those two came face to face moments ago, and I would have thought Rock would have come back out here and had a little something more to say or do, but it looks like he is out. For some reason, the WWE Champion, perhaps he's a little shaken by Batista, actually. Maybe I'm reading this all wrong. Maybe there's a little bit of nerves setting in. It sounds crazy, but it's entirely possible. Well, anyway, Batista is victorious here tonight. Great final face. Batista, your winner. Closing out Raw. I'll see you next week for another episode of Raw.